streaming. So let's just go ahead and get in here. I do have a channel, The Strategy Professor, on YouTube, and we're playing League of Legends this game. I also play Total War Warhammer. So this is really just my guinea pig test here. I have a ton of VODs on my channel with a lot of support games, a lot of Total War games, but this is my first attempt at streaming. So if you have any ideas or suggestions, let me know. I mean, I'm an old man, I'm 33, you know, it's ancient in gamer terms. Not really, it's not that bad. But I have had many users request that I do some streaming, and so I want to do that. Now, one thing that I'm immediately... Let me shut my door really quickly, too. Oh, whatever, that's fine. Hopefully I don't wake my wife up. It's a little bit late at night, but I was kind of excited that I sort of figured out how to do this. But one sort of conflict that I have wrestled with and just conceptually thinking about you know, how I want to do streaming versus VODs is I want to be able to give the VODs as well. And I know that YouTube records this so that people can go back and watch the stream live. But I think streaming usually, it's expected that, you know, the streaming will last for a while, right? So when you start streaming, you know, you're going to be there at least for a couple of hours. Whereas, you know, a VOD of League, you want to try to trim it down as much as possible so that people can just get right in the game, get what they want, and leave. There's not as much filler. Whereas on live stream, there's going to be more filler, right? So I'm going to have to wait on a queue, not that long, as you can see. Support queues up very fast. That's one of the benefits of it. But you're going to have to wait a little bit and have some downtime where I'm talking strategy and things like that. And games are going to chain together. So if I play over a 2-hour stretch, you know, I might play, I don't know, 30-minute games, I might play 4 games or something. But then if I want it to be a normal VOD on the channel, I want people to know what they're signing up for. Like, I want them to know it's going to be a Janna video, or I want them to know it's going to be a Tom Kinch video. And so what I'm thinking right now is I'll record it as a VOD, just a normal like YouTube video, and I'll stream it. Okay, we're going Janna.
The Tempest is at your command.
Because I see that she wants Jinx. Actually, Janna is very good with Jinx, but Tom Kinch is another one that I potentially should have taken, because I know we don't have a tank top, and they could pick a really hardcore assassin to get on Jinx. And Janna can peel somewhat, but if she gets caught by CC, blown up, let's say they pick like a Lux or something, and Lux gets super fed, then that's not going to work too well. Sorry, I just wanted to... This is just a guy that I've known for years. Sorry if that seems like it's some kind of, you know, gay community slur. That's not me saying it, that's him. I do not endorse that message. I don't think that's, you know, I don't use that term casually. Okay, let's see. And I am married, just, you know, for the record. Okay, Alright, so I'll put the runes and such into the description, and I can describe them as we get in there too. This looks okay, I guess. But anyways, so one of the tensions that I have is I want the VODs to be, you know, just the normal videos to be what you signed up for. Like, you know it's going to be a Janna video. But the live stream aspect is cool because people want to see the live stream. They want to see me talking, how I like work my way through different situations and things like that. It's cool to watch live gaming, and I want to bring that. But my thought process right now is that after each game, I'm going to go through and just manually like turn off the VOD and then turn it back on, so then I can make episodes like VODs. But then I can continue doing the streaming, and that won't take any extra time. Like, you won't be sitting there, you know, watching me go through all these things. It's a couple of simple button clicks that I can do while we're waiting on the next game to queue up. So I don't think it'll be that immersion breaking. It might be potentially a problem if I want to stream things like Total War Warhammer, because I like to have ideally like 45 to hour long episodes as much as possible. So maybe there's a way I could hotkey it. I know there are hotkeys where you can turn the stream on and off, but I've tried that in the past and it didn't work. But maybe I was doing something wrong. But I don't know. Let me know what you think about the streaming. I have also considered using Twitch as a platform for streaming. But based on what I've seen, I don't think you can actually run ads on Twitch, and you can't enable subscribers or donations or anything like that until you get some crazy number. It's like 500 concurrent viewers or something. 300 concurrent viewers, a lot more than I'm going to have for a while. So, I think that could be a good option if you are already a very established gamer in the community. But for someone who's still kind of a small channel like me, I don't really think that it's going to make a lot of sense. And also, since I'm doing this on YouTube, I assume that this is going to become a part of YouTube's search prioritization as well. So if I record a bunch of streams on YouTube, then people are much more likely to be able to find my channel. At least that's my hope and my thought. And I can direct people very easily over to the channel. Like, yes, I can put a link to my YouTube channel on Twitch, but it's just keeping it all within one ecosystem, I think, would be pretty cool as well. Now, I don't have a way to read the chat yet. While I'm in game, this is just my guinea pig, so if you say something to me while I'm actually in this game, I won't be able to respond to it, unfortunately. I can read it afterwards and respond. I can respond during the downtime, but what I might do is I could set up like a laptop over here or something just off screen and have it open.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Have it open, and then that way I can sort of read the chat and interact with the chat. So if I don't interact with you, just bear with me on this, because it's my very first stream and I'm just making sure that things actually work. Like, I haven't watched this yet. All of this might be just blurs and squiggles or a black screen or something. I have no idea how this is going to show up. So if it does work, if we're all good on sort of the tech, then I will do like a laptop or my phone or something and have the chat enabled, and then that way I can read as I'm playing, with limitations to that, of course, right? Because that will mean that I have to actually keep up with the game, like, know what's going on, glance over there every now and then, watch my mini-map, and talk about all of it at the exact same time while I'm trying to gain elo and about the middle plat division. So I can do it. It'll just take a bit of practice. So I hope you'll be patient with me on that. Okay. So yeah, just if you have comments about the stream or suggestions, just let me know. As I said, my biggest challenge right now is going to be just designing the format of the VODs to still be, what I want them to be, while also providing live streaming. And I think I can do it with League pretty easily. It's just the Total War. Because if it's with Total War or any, like, Civ 6 when that comes out, or XCOM 2, which I'm working on right now, working on some content for that, then it could be immersion breaking if I have to exit out, to go, if I'm playing it live and I want to exit out to go start a new episode for the VODs. So I'll figure it out. But if you have any suggestions, just let me know. Okay, back to this matchup. If you haven't watched any of my other games, I think Janna is the strongest support right now for solo queue. And the reason is she's very good at playing ahead, she's very good at playing from behind, she's very good at taking towers, she's very good at defending towers. And the items, she has the greatest diversity of items that are all really strong. So for instance, tanks, a lot of tanks like Tahm Kench are very good, and I do like Tahm Kench. Like Tahm Kench and Alistar, both top notch. But they can't get that what's Ardent Sensor. They can't get Ardent Sensor, and there's a huge buff to auto attack based champions like Jinx. They're going to be building a lot of attack speed. So that item is just phenomenal on Janna, so that gives you a nice offensive item to scale very well in terms of damage. You, of course, are not dealing that damage, but you're a conduit that is, letting your AD carry do a lot more damage. Arma's another one that can be pretty strong. I think she has more early game pressure and poke than Janna does, obviously. That's one of Janna's big things is, she doesn't have a lot of kill threat in lane by herself. She's still pretty good with ganks because her slow and her CC is solid. That's what a lot of people will critique her as, is like, oh, well, she doesn't have kill threat in lane, so I don't want to play her in solo queue because you have to carry hard and all that stuff. you need to ping back if you're wanting to back up, because I'm just trying to peel for her, but she might think that I just want to keep fighting. And so I'm trying to ping her back just to let her know that I'm trying to cover for her and just deal damage. Yeah, so Janna's not going to be an all-star, you know, in the first 5 minutes of the game, but laning ends so quickly in this patch. You know, towers are a lot easier to take down. And really, once she hits level 6, she can start taking off. And she can roam very, very well because she's very fast, even without tier 2 boots because of her W. So, you know, she may not get kills in the first 5 minutes in lane or whatever, but she's very, very good on roams. And like I said, she's very good at defending towers and taking towers, so to me, that's a worthwhile trade-off. She's also great defensively and has great peels, so it's really hard to gank a lane that has a Janna in it, and it's really hard to just straight up kill a lane that has a Janna in it too. So, you know, she has a couple of weaknesses, but I really don't think that that diminishes her strength at all. I think she's a superior champion, especially with someone like Jinx, like I said. Like, you know, with someone who has more primetime damage early on, like Lucian or something like that. Yeah, just back.
Swiftly.
So, yeah, we're not going to have as much pressure early on. Like I said, because Karma's also very good early on, and so is MF. But later on, I think we'll be in a good spot.
As you wish.
I kind of want one more Fairy Charm. I'm going to hang out just for a couple of seconds here. I mean, one thing about the live streams, too, is you can see games that I lose, right? I do post some losses, so it's not that much different on my channel. I do post losses occasionally. But if it's like a really bad sort of stomp game, then I won't post those up. And you could see those in a live stream, theoretically. So that's a difference. You can see how I deal with, you know, big time, like just crushing defeats. We back up, back up. This is like one of my #1 pet peeves is laners always do this. When I'm away, they will push up in lane. Like at this elo, you know, at low to mid plat, they're not going to zone you most of the time. Like they will push into you. Look at this MF, she's pushing in. So, you know, this Jinx, you know, might lose 3 or 4 CS or something, but she's not going to die if she backs up. Yeah, if your support's not in the lane, you need to back up because they're going to recognize that immediately and go for you. I don't know if Karma warded that tri-bush or not. I really don't like her item choices there. She got attack speed, which is really terrible. Like, she should have gotten a BF also. Or something, like a pick. You know, some kind of 80 damage. Like, the attack speed is bad early on. Like, she doesn't have on hit yet, really. Yeah, it's pretty poor itemization. I'm trying to fade up here. Nice, okay, good. Yeah, I was trying to fade him up into Warwick. I saw he was in the river there.
Breathlessly.
See if Jinx is gonna come up here. Okay, she's coming. Good. I mean, Warwick can probably do it alone, but we just need to do it faster. Just move on to something else. Now, Windrake was buffed this patch, so it's actually pretty good for rotations especially. And since Warwick is really heating up here, he's had quite a few kills. It's good. It also helps me on rotation, so I can go help Warwick. As a support, you know, it's not just your lane, it's not just bottom lane. You have a lot of responsibilities. I think that support has the most, next to the jungler, the second most capability for making plays, and the reason is they can roam. They can roam the most. I mean, mid can roam too, but the support doesn't have to get CS, so I'm not going to lose CS if I leave. If I time it right, you know, I can be back, and my AD carry might potentially lose some CS. But as I said, you know, they can just back up for a second. So if the, you know, if the AD carry's backing to go buy an item, you can go go try to gank middle. Or if we push in a tower, you know, you have maybe 10 seconds to go up here and ward or try to make a play middle and just tell them to hold on, let the other person back. See, Jinx actually backed up here, which is great. So she kind of learned her lesson there. But yeah, as a support, you have a lot of versatility and flexibility in where you go and what you do. You can rotate up and help the jungler. There's a lot of stuff you can do because you don't have to CS, like I said. So a lot of people think this is bad. I think of it as liberating, right? Because it frees you up to make plays. And you can think about all this too when you're choosing your composition, right? Because there's so many supports that are viable. Later in the picks, at least, you know, if you don't know your team comp and it's, you know, the first through third picks or something. That's fine. Okay, go get this. He probably wants BF, which is fine, but we can, because we see Warwick's top side where he was. But we might be messing with his pathing a little bit here. But he can go gank, it's fine. He's got his ult. He's not going to be losing out that much. Yeah, they're just freezing it there. Fine. Okay, so I definitely want to site stun at this point. We'll get one more pink.
Your turret has been destroyed.
And this. Why is Riven mad about something? I don't know. I really don't like Riven in the current meta. Like, she can be strong, but way, way more often than not, she feeds.
Upon the wind.
So they slow push this very poorly. Like, we're gonna miss the cannon, which is true. Like maybe one other CS, but she got it back and she got 2 golems out of it, so now she should have a BF. Okay, now we can kind of trade. Never mind, she's gone. It's fine. She's really fast. I mean, Karma is very fast, and she speeds people up to do a lot of things. So that's kind of her, you know, niche over Janna. So, I don't know. I haven't played a lot of Karma. Let me know if you want to see me play her some more. I know she's big in the pro scene, and I need to pick her more. My thought process is she's faster, but she has a lot less tools at her disposal. Like, the Q is basically worthless unless you get a lot of AP. Usually if you're the support, you want to take the aggro, but, you know, as a squishy support, I need to be a little more careful about that. Then after you kill things, yeah, after you kill things, just always try to get some wards in the jungle if you can, or just do something like take a jungle camp. Just do something off of kills. You don't want to, if at all possible, you don't want to ever just like take a kill and just like walk away. Like you always want to try to get as much as you can. Grab that, some boots. We can't get the upgraded sweeper yet. Pushing up a little bit down here. She got some kills. Okay, good. Now she's strong. Yeah, she stayed about even. So you see, even though she backed up a couple of times and got pushed out early, especially in this elo, you don't want to sweat that too much because people just won't capitalize. Like you see, they didn't push in, they didn't get a lot of damage on tower, and people will just miss open CS, like, a lot. Trust me. It happens. I pointed out on my team, but you got to remember anything that's happening on your team most of the time will happen on other teams too. Like people rage, people miss CS, people pick troll picks. You just don't remember it most of the time because you're selectively remembering things that are relevant to you that are bad usually. But so I was pretty sure she didn't have ult there. She just used it like about a minute ago, and I think it was like a 2-minute cooldown, something like that. Is that Cho'Gath jungle? Okay. I just haven't seen him all game. Ward this up. Good places to ward are right there and right here, just so you can see around this edge as well. I need to find a good place for this pink. Right now I have it right here, but that place is not really a place of interest. Oh, we're going for it, huh? Nice. I forgot Warwick still had her ult there. But a pretty decent place to put a pink would be like here. Dual vision. A lot of people won't walk in that bush. So it could potentially be there for a little bit. Or its analog over here, this bush. Can be decent. I'll help them hold this. They don't have really good hard engage. I mean, sort of, with Varus. Or not Varus, yeah, with Varus, with Cannon. They kind of do. I'm gonna ward that. I can come up here and help them. I'm pretty slow, though. No, they're gonna give it up, that's fine. This could be warded also, I'll just sweep and see. I'm needing to rotate quite a lot. I think I might get Mobies. I'll split the difference, go Swiftness, and then go ahead and start getting that. It's going to take a second. Okay, let's get a couple more pinks in. The reason I would go Swiftness is, you know, I might need to move a lot in combat if they hit me. Like, there's a lot of AoE that could potentially touch me, like Kennen or an MF ult, things like that. And if you get hit at all with Mobies, then you can't run. So I want to be able to run out of hot situations in combat, and I'm already pretty fast because of my W. Now another argument could be made for Ionian boots. The Cho'Gath didn't even see that, and we got good vision on in there. Ionian boots is another decent argument. I just ward right there, just so we keep an eye on him. That used to be a really popular place to ward, was in the middle of lanes. A few seasons ago, before they limited your wards to 3. Because right now it's kind of, if no one else is warding, you can't really afford to put wards there. You really have to think carefully of how you're going to use your 3 wards, because a lot of times no one else will ward. Although, people are warding a little bit more this game. Kennen was thinking of making a move on her, but he can't do it alone. Cho'Gath's flanking around. She sees it. We're good. F's over there. They're trying to position middle. They're just doing like wolves or something. That's fine. Roll shield. Oh, I thought a wave was coming. I forgot I had that ward in the middle there. I just saw vision. So we're just kind of in chill mode right now. We need to make some moves. And a lot of those moves will probably involve getting in their jungle and making picks. I think they have one. But I need Cho'Gath to show up somewhere first, so he's right there. And they could have this warded. I need to be careful. They've swept that before, so I know they might sweep it again, so I'm going to put it right there. Riven's kind of covering for me in here. It's pretty cool. Something in there is warded, though. I'll guarantee you. This is the most common spot. So you want to think of that, too. You know, as the game gets later, you need to assume that they're going to have wards. Okay, good. Yeah, Warwick's very good at getting picks. So, put this on Riven. But yeah, don't be walking into things thinking you're sneaky, especially in higher level games. You know, this isn't super high level, it's like mid-tier plat. I think it's like plat 4, 90 points or something. But, you know, don't think you're being sneaky 20 minutes into a game, sneaking into their jungle. I'll guarantee you, in many games, something spotted you if you're walking through their jungle. So you really need to spot, you really need to have vision of their jungler, and like watch the minimap while you're doing it. If people start like rotating or acting differently, that means they know you're there. Now we know that no one knew he was there because I swept that and no one else had walked over there, so. Oof. Yeah, we probably need to back up. This is relatively safe. It wasn't going to be the end of the world if they stopped my back. You always want to try to back in a safe place. Rid of these. Yeah, I wish I could go ahead and complete that. That's a pretty big power spike for Jinx. Yeah, she's probably dead. Oh, okay. So she really needs to work on being safer. I know she really wants that farm. But if the support's not there, or someone else is not there to back you up, especially if you're Jinx, you can't do that. Like, maybe if you're Ezreal or something, then you could. Potentially. Because Ezreal has an escape. Jinx doesn't have any escape, so. I'm gonna go one here, do one over here. And I'm pretty sure they haven't warded deep in the pit, based on their positioning over the last few minutes, so I'm not gonna use a pink there. Now, they did clear my pink up in the jungle, so that tells me that something in there was warded, and they knew I was going up to place it, which is pretty obvious. Something in there is going to be warded. We can go down and get this MF after this dies. Yeah, right here. You gonna complete that? Okay. That was bad. I think we probably should have run out of that. Especially after Kennen did his thing. Ah, oh, God bless. Yeah, we should have just left. I don't think we can zerg them like that. Well, we can still come back. I think we're still ahead, technically, but that was definitely not good. I want bigger shields, or do I want a ZZ for extra push? I think I want a ZZ. ZZ is a great item for solo queue because it gives you that extra lane pressure that's really hard to coordinate with random people. And it has decent base stats, and it increases your movement speed around towers. All of these are nice. Throw a shield on that just to do a little bit of extra damage to him. So Cho'Gath's a problem. He has a lot of kills, he needs to die more, like he's got too many stacks. We'll go ahead and sweep this stuff. They're all gonna rotate up there to see if they can catch me in transition. Yeah, they're all just hanging out around there. We need to see if I had a ZZ right now pushing bot, it would force him to go down there. I need something that's gonna force him to do things. God, come on. on, man. He's walking on wards.
Enemy killing spree.
Now they're gonna rotate down here. I do have it all warded.
An enemy has been slain.
Also, with Janna, one thing to keep in mind is her tornado is pretty powerful to slow people when they're chasing you. And if you do that, then you're going to lose your mobility off of mobility boots. But if you have boots of swiftness, then you still retain that mobility. Alright, so bottom lane is pushing pretty hard.
In harmony.
Yeah, so she should be able to get this. I just want to back her up, just because people are going to be coming. That's fine, man. It's fine. We can kill him. I basically cancel his ult. So there's no pressure in any of the other lanes either, because all of our lanes are pushed up, so we don't have to worry about any complications off of that. This MF's out of position big time. Now she's finally back over here, but that's fine. Just back it up. That's good. So don't be afraid to just like stop. Once you have an advantage, you know, we got a couple of towers there, that's fine. Like, you don't have to keep going. Let's try to be, you know, measured aggression. That's what you want to aim for. I'm gonna go ahead and get this. I'm gonna change course a little bit, because I really want that speed up so we can catch people out with Warwick. Since we just started, you know, pushing our advantage a little bit more. It's a very, very powerful item. As easy as good also. I might get both of them. I know it's goofy because the Raptor Cloaks overlap. Obviously they're bonus, but they're both very good items, even without that Raptor Cloak bonus, so he's going to be in here, yeah. I just don't want him to kill me. Janna just doesn't understand the concept of you can't go out that far. Even if you think you have an escape, like, you can't. Not without wards, not without support, and definitely not without pressure in other lanes. He's probably raging at his team, like, why isn't anyone doing anything? It's like, well, they can't. All the lanes are pushed out. I don't want to face check this bush, but I do want to ward it. No, they're not doing it.
With ease.
I don't know. No, let's not do that. Where is their jungler? I don't like this at all. Well, we kind of lucked out there because Cho'Gath also has a chomp. At least that speed up's gonna let us kill him. Yeah, speed up's been instrumental in a couple of different ways. Need to find out where lanes are. Are they just gonna surrender? That person just mad. I need to do the control skill level up too. That's something that I don't do that could really help. This still takes 2 buttons. I mean, maybe I could hotkey it to be something that's just not even used, like F1 or F2 or something like that. go ahead and get this one. We're not going to be able to get those main base towers because there's 2 of them, and it's really close to the fountain. We can get 2 inhibitors off of it. Yeah, so you don't want to overstay. I know it feels like, oh, we could have ended the game there. You can't. The timers are still very, very low right now. Well, sort of. They're sort of low. They're low enough to where we can't do this. Like, unless you have supers pushing in there, usually it's very hard to end the game. Unless it's very late in the game. I'm going to get this just to lower the cooldown on that. And then, I think I'm going to go for this, actually.
Swiftly.
The reason I'm getting that, I mean, Mikhail's is pretty good anyways. Like, it retroactively heals people, which is nice. It gives you some MR, and it gives you extra shield power. So that's really what I want, is that extra 10% shield power. Nice. I mean, I don't need ZZ anymore because we have supers pushing. Like, the game has changed, right? So we have broken it open, we have supers pushing down, so we don't really need that extra pushing power. It is nice,
Killing spree.
but I think the extra shield to keep someone like Jinx alive. And don't mistake it, it's very, very nice. Like right now, it's what, 300 shields? An extra 10%. Now the 10% is probably on the base and probably doesn't include scaling. But even so, that's 24 extra shield. And it may not sound like a lot, but it is. Because that could be one more hit, or that could let her keep it up longer. Because remember, she gets that AD per hit for as long as the shield stays up. So if they break the shield, then it also breaks the AD. So it's not only giving them more defense, it's giving them more offense when you're Janna. Okay. So pretty good game. I guess I'll keep streaming. I'll do one more. I don't even know. Let me see. Let me go ahead and queue first. Then we'll see if there's people said anything or had any questions or suggestions or anything like that. So let me go ahead and queue it up. Let me see. Oh no, message not sent. How do I send messages? Is it on right now? Okay, it's on. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. But thanks, Malkador and A-Name. So I am going to do other things. Like I will do Total War Warhammer. I will do the XCOM series. Well, XCOM's really hard to do. I mean, once I get the series established, then I can do it. But the thing is with XCOM, like, people die a lot. By people, I mean me. Like, people on your squad will die, and you can just, like, lose a campaign just out of nowhere. So, anyway, I don't know. Maybe I can just, like, shoot the first, like, few episodes, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to shoot 8 episodes. And then if they're good episodes, then I will, then I'll transition into streaming it maybe. But, you know, I don't think you want to see me stream and try to do the first mission like 10 times or something, right? Because it's just crazy RNG and you don't have any skills to mitigate the RNG at that point. Okay, I've got one person watching it now. Is that just me? Is it? It's probably just me watching it. But I appreciate Malkador and A-Name poking their head in here. Those are some subscribers from the channel. So sorry I didn't respond to you guys. Like I said, this is just kind of a guinea pig to make sure that it's working. Well, let me go ahead and stop this recording and just see how this looks. I'll stop the recording.